My friend, the only constant in life is most certainly change. Today's guest is living proof that change can become our greatest catalyst. Welcome to the show, Leadership Synergized. Today, you'll meet Debbie Wemyss, founder of DW Consulting Solutions, whose inspiring journey began late in life while jobless for the first time and being led to a global LinkedIn coaching firm, transforming thousands of careers. Rooted in resilience inherited from her father, Debbie turned uncertainty into a mission, helping professionals and organizations master the world's most powerful networking platform. With over 800 coach clients across 21 countries, she's a champion of connection, confidence, and possibility. Get ready for a conversation about reinvention, the power of LinkedIn, and how embracing change can open doors you never saw coming. This is the story of courage, curiosity, and what's possible when you lean in to the unexpected.
I'm a huge networker. There were times when I got my business going in the beginning, I'd say for several years, I would do 2 to 3 networking events a week. Again, I don't have anybody else in the house. I don't have any pets. My kids were off at college, so I had a lot of freedom to do that. And I just made it a point to be out there. And the other thing I would do at every single event, I would be taking pictures and I would be posting them. And I still do that to this day. And it's great fun. I appreciate publicity, when it's least expected. So when I go to an event, it just became a habit to recognize the people that are putting it on, whether it's a chamber of commerce or, a professional group that I belong to. And I would mention people in the pictures, because they're all on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn notifies them the minute you do that. Debbie Wemyss just mentioned you in her post, and what do you think they're going to do? They're going to jump on my profile to see what I wrote about them. That's called a view. You want more views on your profile. Everything feeds into the back and forth you get on LinkedIn. You're drawing people to you, and you're also extending invitations to connect and having conversations to do that outbound marketing.
Ms. Wemyss, what you're just talking, apologize for interrupting. I was going to ask you earlier, and it got past me. You mentioned gaining traction on LinkedIn. Is what you just described what is defined as gaining traction on the program?
It's gaining traction to me. You have to set your profile up first. You have to make it complete. You have to have keywords where they belong. So you get a keyword optimized profile set up, and then you start building your network. And for a long time, people would say, I'm not getting anything off of LinkedIn. And my first question would be, what are you doing on LinkedIn? Well, I'm connecting with people. I've got, 800 people in my network, but I'm not getting any business out of it. How many times have we heard that? You're not going to get business out of it unless you make an effort to get some traction going with those connections. And too many people were so focused on just building a big number of people and not making an effort to either at least have a conversation on the phone or a Zoom or, IRL in real life. There is nothing better than that, by the way. And now when I travel, if I have an extra day, I make it a point to look up people in that city and try to meet them, even if it's just for coffee or a quick meeting. It's great fun. And I wished I had started doing that sooner, but we're always rushing to the conference and rushing home. And it's like, finally, it's like, why am I rushing home? I need an extra day here.
That's the old adage from John Wooden, right? Be quick, but don't hurry. And it applies to life just as much as it did basketball back in the day at that point in time. Ms. Wemyss, I think you mentioned marketing as well through your nonprofit experience. And I know speaking personally, but also talking to a number of other clients that I've had in coaching and otherwise, starting a small business, one of the most difficult things for many individuals when they're starting their business, small business in nature is that marketing aspect. Sometimes they find it very difficult to become a seller, if you will.
Yeah, it's not easy for a lot of people. And I will go back to what what I repeat a lot. You have to establish the relationship first.
Mhm.
And there's too many people that, especially now that the platform's grown the way it has, literally, whoever your target market is, they are on LinkedIn.
Mm.
I don't care what industry it is, what the subject or product is, they're on LinkedIn. I mean, we've worked with mom and pop plumbers, electricians, right up to major companies that have us work with their teams.
Mm.
Um, you can, and lots and lots of professional women who got into Mary Kay, Avon, all those different wine companies that, you can buy wine through these distributors, whatever. It really doesn't matter. Your target is on LinkedIn,
Mm.
and you have to find them. You have to connect in an non-threatening way, and you can't try to sell to them, even though you know that they are a perfect target for your business. You have to develop a relationship with those people first. And I will argue that to the hilt with anybody. Because if you expect somebody to just buy from you just by seeing your profile and reading it, that's not going to happen. I'd love to hear from people. If it does happen to them, let me know, because it's just not a normal process. It's not human nature to just pull out your wallet. Listen, um, ask any of the car dealers that I've dealt with. I put them through, you know what, and I go in prepared, and I've got my caller. Sorry about that. I've got my list of questions, and if I'm going to buy a car, I'm planning on sitting at that dealership for about 4 or 5 hours, and I'm going to put them through the mill because now I'm a single female, and they love to see me coming, thinking, we're going to make some money off of her. Yeah, I don't rush that process at all. And there's a whole bunch of hidden charges in there if you're not careful. So anyway, um, to me, it's the same when you're connecting with people on LinkedIn. And there's a number of ways to reach out to them after you connect in a very non-salesy way. That's what we teach in our marketing sessions. How to develop a relationship in a way where they're going to trust you with their money. That's really what it comes down to.
Mhm.
Um, and how do you buy things when you're not online? If you walk into a store, okay, you might pick something off the shelf, but I'll bet you've done your research on the
Mm.
product. But if you're going to buy a service, aren't you going to at least Google the name of that person before you hand over money to be trained by a total stranger? So we also teach people, hey, when's the last time you Googled your name? That's really fun. We get a lot of interesting answers to that one. Because there's a lot of stuff out there on everybody. And it's a good practice to kind of keep on top of what comes up first when you plug in. And it's really interesting because my formal name is Deborah, but I go by Debbie. And if you Google the two different first names, you'll get different results, for the first page or so. It's
Interesting.
really interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Ms. Debbie Weems, great words of wisdom. And as we begin to wrap up our time together, again, from the bottom of my heart, I just appreciate you. And what a great representative of the word resilience and what it stands for and the success you've had. And I've learned so much, and I know our viewers and listeners have as well. Before we leave, what's a word of advice that maybe you might offer that we've not had a chance to hit upon in our discussion as of yet, whether it's someone just diving onto LinkedIn, someone looking to make a fresh start after a long career in another industry such as you have done?
I think what comes to mind faster than anything else, Kevin, because my brain is always all about LinkedIn. Um, don't think of LinkedIn as a platform that's just for job seekers.
Mm,
I mean, the site is 22 years old. And in the beginning, they had a time trying to shake that impression because they were
mm,
all about, attracting HR. And to this day, HR is a major part of LinkedIn's revenue. I think everybody knows that. But the site is so much more than just a vehicle for job seekers in transition. Um, it really is. There's so much more to it. And people should try to take advantage of different options that can open their options to learning. I mean, if anyone gets on that free month of premium, get into the LinkedIn Learning segment of the platform. That's a benefit of a paid membership, and they have literally thousands of courses on that part of LinkedIn. And some of them are an hour, some of them are several weeks long. I mean, there's so many and such a variety on every topic under the sun, everything you can think of. So during that free month to try a paid membership, I really encourage people to get into that part of LinkedIn because I think a lot of people overlook it.
mm.
Um, I have mixed feelings about LinkedIn pages these days, which act like a mini website for entrepreneurs that aren't ready to fork over big bucks for a website. Um, I didn't have a website for 6 years after I launched my business. 6 years, and I didn't go to a paid membership for 5. I was
Mm.
on the basic membership until I needed to upgrade because I was starting to work with a lot of people on premium and I needed to be on premium too. Um, but websites, I was chomping at the bit and I didn't have any money for it. So I went with a LinkedIn page, which does, as we say, it acts like a mini website. Well, they've done more and more and more with pages over the years. So they can be very robust. Um, but they've also started making changes like they do to every part of the platform. And I'm not nuts about some of those changes. And really, your best way to grow a business is referrals. I will always say that. And I probably can say 95% of my business growth is from referrals. I I don't pay for advertising, Kevin, even on LinkedIn.
Good for you. You've nailed marketing then, my friend.
Well, the hardest part to get across to people, honestly, it takes time. And so many people, they don't have that patience.
Mm.
They see the prospect, they know they can use the product or service, and they want to nail them. And that's not the way the human brain works. So
Yeah.
I
Well
love
said.
automation to a point, and then I don't love it because I think when you start losing your authenticity, you're really losing. That's me. Maybe it's my age, whatever. But I stick with what I know and I stick with what works. And yet I'm willing to grow and I'm willing to learn new stuff.
I love your reference on staying authentic that you just made. And that can be challenging in this world of busyness today and all the social media stuff and the expectations because we're in this Nestle's quick world where we just want to put the powder and milk together and we can drink the chocolate milk in a media or the microwave world, some may say in this generation. Ms. Weems, you talked about your book writing, but what else is next for you in that new horizon of growth, learning, whether it's with your business or yourself personally?
Well, um, I know I have more than one book to write. I'm convinced. And it's been fun now that I'm getting myself in the groove again. Um, I also really like traveling,
Mm.
and I think I'm going to work a way out in 2026 to do more of that. Not necessarily inside the United States. Um, there's a couple of things that go on. Uh, John Asperian over in the UK. I think this is his third Uplift Live event coming up in March, and I'm chomping at the bit to go to it. It's the only such gathering in the UK, and it's all about LinkedIn and LinkedIn enthusiasts, and I know
Wow.
so many people that go to
Wow.
it. So who knows? I've got a little bit of physicality to deal with next month. We're in October. We're in October now, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Next month, I'm going to be laid up for a little bit. Um, and I will not be able to fly for a couple of months. So my goal is to be in tip-top shape before February, which I expect to be. Um, but I'm just going to work on different aspects of my work and how I can expand maybe as a speaker. There's so many people now, they're on LinkedIn. And the speaking I did, years ago to just talk about the importance of getting set up on LinkedIn and all that, kind of irrelevant at this point because everyone's already got a profile and they have enough knowledge about what to do with it. I still think there's a lot of room for instruction about developing relationships.
Mm.
So I'll see how I can turn that into money, Kevin, and get on a plane for free.
Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out, my friend. Ms. Weems, anyone watching or listening with the first release or later on with the archived recordings that may want to reach out to you, maybe they may be struggling with the transition, they may be wanting to build further on the knowledge you've shared. How could they find you?
Uh, Honestly, I have the worst last name. It's Scottish. It's hard to say, pronounce, or remember, or spell. So I usually send people to our website, dwconsultingsolutions.com. And right on the home page, there's a link to arrange a complimentary profile review. And that's one quick way. If they get on my profile on LinkedIn, they're going to see a follow button instead of a connect button, and that's my preference. I want people to follow me so I
Mm,
can check them out
mm.
and check their activity and what they're doing and what they're talking about. Make sure it's the type of person I want to bring into my network. And then I'll turn around and invite them to connect with me. Um, so they can follow me on LinkedIn. They can go to our website. We got a bunch of stuff on our website they can download. Um, and that's my recommendation.
My friend, again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for taking your time. Great words of wisdom. So proud of what you represent, the success and the significance in life you've been able to have and develop, and just continue the model you represented, continuously learning in life, and not that you made yourself over as much as you just grew from the value you had already established with the experiences you've had in your life. And I appreciate you so much and just love what you do to impact positively others.
Thank you, Kevin. This has been a great opportunity for me as well, and I really appreciate it.
Well, God bless you. And thank you all for watching. And I know you've picked up something, and Ms. Weems is out there, whether it's LinkedIn or just the experiences she has shared with us and the ups and the downs and the backups again. If you'd like to make contact again, dwconsultingsolutions.com is the website, or search for her on LinkedIn. I follow her. She's a vast amount of wisdoms, and hey, she's right. She still takes a lot of photos and puts them out there, and they're pretty fun and interesting to see what we all can be doing as well. Thank you for watching and joining us with our special guest, Ms. Debbie Weems, the owner of DW Consulting and Solutions. God bless you. Have a great day. What an incredible conversation with today's guest, Debbie Weems, a woman who proves that change isn't something to fear. it's something to leverage. From rebuilding after career loss to building a global consulting firm, her journey reminds us that resilience, networking, and genuine connection can transform everything. If today's episode sparked something in you, a desire to grow, to show up better on LinkedIn, or to embrace the next chapter of your life, then Debbie's work is exactly where to begin. Thank you, Debbie, for sharing your wisdom, your story, and your passion for helping others succeed. And thank you, my friend, for listening and for joining us on Leadership Synergized. Remember, change will always come, but how you respond can shape your future. Until next time, keep learning, keep connecting, and keep moving forward, my friend. God bless.